everybody. It's the Women of Ouija.
Hello, we're back for more with you.
It's Marla Martinson.
And Karen Dahlman.
The Women of Ouija. So great to see everybody again.
Hello, it's time for coffee talk.
Coffee talk with the Women of Ouija. All right. So we had an amazing 2015. We're coming into 2016, and Karen and I have been busy little bees. We've been writing books, and we've been going to seminars, and we've been creating a lot of amazing videos and blog posts, and we want to encourage you all to do the same. And so the topic of today's video is creativity and inspiration with the Ouija, because Karen and I get a lot of inspiration from our boards, and Karen's written whole books with the help of the guides coming through her boards. My book that's coming out soon, it's a memoir called The Buddha Made Me Do It. My angel Mirth gave quite a few messages that she's asked me to put in the book. So Karen's going to speak to some people in history who have used the Ouija to enhance their creativity, enhance their books, and some things that you guys can do. So take it away, Karen.
Yeah, creativity is a wonderful avenue within yourself to allow to express itself. And one of the easiest ways to do that with the Ouija board is to just, and you can look at this as ideomotor or automatism. It's just allowing the stuff to flow out of you, or you can see it as your divine guidance coming through you. And that would be like where inspiration word comes from, in spiritus, in spirit. So allowing the spirit to move through you. So I have used Ouija for a very long time, as many of you, as you know, starting 43rd year now. Wow, time flies.
She started in her past life.
Yeah, I was in utero. Yeah. Yay! So let's talk about in the history. Now, this tool's been around since 1890, and there was other tools that they started about a little few years earlier called the Ouija board, but people were using it back then just to talk to the dead. Well, as I started exploring the board over the years, I used it to actually access other realms of inspiration, of consciousness, of knowledge, of wisdom, and that has been channeled down and filtered into the books I write. Now, I've written 3 books. I'm working on 2 more right now. But in these books were all written with the help of my spirit guides using the Ouija board. And so they inspired me to write my first book about creativity, what we're talking about today. Back then I was a practicing art psychotherapist, and I was using creative endeavors within the practice to help people to work through issues they might have had, or to transform their lives. And so the Ouija became really important in terms of helping me fine-tune the notion of creativity and put it into words that people could start to learn from. Now, I've also used the Ouija board to do more than that. I get ideas all the time. I get business ideas. I get creative ideas. I get ideas for things that I might be working on. I also do a lot of artwork. A lot of that does come inspired through the board. So I want to talk to you about a few people in history that you may have heard about, or if you haven't, definitely read more about them. The first one is Marla Karen, and she was in the early 1900s. And I talk about her in one of my books, The Spirits of Ouija. She would channel this woman named Patience Worth, and Patience Worth was supposedly a dead 17th century English woman who had a very distinct dialect and the way she wrote. And that was archaic at this time in the early 1900s. And Marla Karen only had like an grade 8 level of education, and she was just a really simple woman. But the writing she wrote was crazy. She started receiving prizes and winning awards because of the type of work she was writing. She's one of them. Another more prominent person and more current in our time is James Merrill. James Merrill was a Pulitzer Prize winner of his poetry. He's written several books, is dictated through the Ouija board with his partner. Now get this, guys, you may not have known this. The man who founded AA, his name is Bill Wilson. Okay. He got the idea, and he says it, through the Ouija board. Using the Ouija board, communicating with divine guidance, he was able to get the fundamental tenets of the 12-step program. Pretty cool,
Wow,
huh?
that's very interesting. Now, how did you find this out? Because I've never heard
Oh,
this.
just research. I love the Ouija, so I researched a lot of things about
Yeah.
the Ouija board and found it out over the years. I found out about this stuff, and a lot of it I found out many, many, many years ago. We all know Jane Roberts. She
Yes.
started with the Ouija board,
Jane
and
Roberts,
from that,
who channeled Seth, the Seth
that's
material.
right.
She's in the 70s, and she started with the Ouija board.
That's right. A lot of people do, and
And
then they
Abraham
move on
Hicks, you
to
say, but
channel.
they don't want to really say that.
Yeah, it's funny. Some people get a little silly and shy away from it. James Merrill was very open about it. At the time, he was just writing his books, and yeah, this is what I do. It's an automatic way to write. And Pearl Kern was right there in the forefront doing it, and people were trying to disprove her, as people always will. There's always haters, or they just don't understand it. I understand that. It seems pretty kooky at times. Bill Wilson, it's more, it's not like he comes out and says that directly, but it was more later on, it was in his memoirs, his writings, that he had used the board. So it's just really quite fascinating how you can use it. And so we really encourage you to express your creativity through your board and see what kind of inspired information starts coming up as you use this tool more and more.
Right. Instead of just trying to connect with some dead people or, some spirits, you can ask your angels or your higher self, what do I need to know right now? What kind of message can I share? What kind of creative endeavors should I go on? Is there anything you can tell me about what kind of work maybe I should look into, or something like that? And you'll get some great ideas and some great messages.
I agree. And my focus now with the Ouija board is really communicating with ethereal beings of source energy and my higher self, which is that part of ourself that's larger than it's part of it's in our physical body, but it goes way, way out here into the cosmos and connects us back to source. And so that's where I've taken it. And that's the communications I'm having now. And these communications go on for pages and pages and pages without me even taking my fingers off the planchette. So it's become very profound, and all the new books I'm working on right now are all from this guided inspiration, this channeled stuff that's coming from my higher self and from source wisdom. So you can really take this tool that used to be just for talking to the dead and use it more expansively and try some of these newer ideas. As Marla said, ask for your angels to come through, ask for your higher self to come through. In fact, I say, try to connect with your higher self first before just going right to dead people. Right. Ask for your ancestors to provide you wisdom. Ask for the star beings to communicate with you. I know people who talk to aliens, extraterrestrials all the time. I mean, the list goes on and on. I communicate with animals through the board. So really, just use your creativity. There we go. There's that word again. And your imagination, and allow yourself to expand with this tool. You'll be surprised. It's very fascinating, wouldn't you say?
I would say so, and let us know in the comments below what kind of messages you're getting and how you're using your creativity in your board. We'd love to hear it.
Yes.
Okay, thanks,
Thank you.
guys. Bye.
Bye.